Hey, welcome back to I Allegedly. I am Dan, and I've got a good one for you today because expect 911 to go out, expect power outages, expect to pay more for everything. That's just craziness. And there's so many things to cover in this video that, I'm just gonna start with the 911 thing. So please like and subscribe to my channel. First things first, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's 911 system is out right now at the filming of this video, and it's been out for almost an entire day. You know where I got this story from? The UK. The Daily Mail UK is the first place that advertised this and had this news story, which is complete nonsense, guys. Why are we not told about this? Finally, it hit Reuters, then it hit local news, but they're saying, listen, don't worry, it's not an outage, it's a software glitch. Oh, okay. How about this? We've had 8 software glitches or 8 outages for the 911 system in 2025, okay? So in 8 different states, okay? So this is horrific. So an hour, 2 hours, 6 hours. Hey, listen, if you need emergency services, call the non-emergency numbers. Could you imagine calling the office of the police department? Hey, how's it going? If you've ever done that in my local city, they have a dispatcher who is like, what do you need? I mean, it's like ridiculous. It's for business stuff, okay? It's not for, hey, someone is robbing me. Someone broke into my home. There's a man, wielding a knife. It's not for stuff like that, okay? So it is crazy that, that this is happening. It's crazy that it's gone on for this long. Now, there is a ton to cover right now. I want to talk about, 19% of the fuel in California will not be manufactured in the next 4 months because you have two refineries that are closing, Phillips 66 and Valero. We've talked about this in great detail in the past. But the wild thing about this is that now it's starting to get people's attention for a few reasons, because gas prices are going to go through the roof. And again, it's crazy here that we pay the gas prices we do. But if you don't think that they say almost 20% of the gas that's made here in California that's shipped all over the western part of the United States, if you don't think that this is going to affect the price of gas, you're kidding yourself. It's going to dramatically go up, and you haven't seen anything yet. So, absolutely wild. Think about this one. Europe right now, Americans are not flying to Europe. There are tremendous deals right now, but there are empty seats all over the place when it comes to people flying to Europe. So what you have right now is you have, a $50 billion deficit in air travel. This year they anticipate to fly to Europe. That's such a huge number, it's unbelievable. Every year it used to go up by billions of dollars a year that they could charge more and more and more, and more people travel to Europe. Not this year. And then you get JetBlue, the airline. And my son just flew into town today, and he flew in JetBlue from Boston. A great flight. Got to get his window seat. Got to do all this stuff, and had just an uneventful flight. But they're getting rid of Miami, so no more Miami. We've got Fort Lauderdale. We don't want to have service in 2 different areas. It's about 20 minutes apart, guys, driving from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. But again, it's crazy that JetBlue is getting rid of this, and this is not supposed to be a big deal, okay? Few things that are wild is Missouri IHOP has a staff that has not been paid in 6 weeks, and they're afraid to complain to the labor board and things like this. Think about it. They work at IHOP. How much money do you think they make? The owner has stiffed them for 6 weeks. The story is below, but they're afraid to complain about this because they're worried that they won't get anything. So, keep working. Go and, keep going. So this is horrible, guys. Do not fall for this. If you have an employer that is behind, somebody's got to step up. There's labor attorneys. There are people out there that will represent you and do this for free. And I've had great labor attorneys. I've had people screw me over so many times I had a great deal where I worked with somebody and had a bonus program set up. And what they thought they'd do is they thought they'd fire me the day before the bonus was going to kick in, which I got a kick out of because I'm like, I put this deal together. You're not going to do this. You know what I'll do? I'll get an attorney. And I did. You know what they did? They paid me, okay, for that. So this is kind of funny. You've got somebody dressed up over here. We're going to walk past their little photo shoot. And it looks like they're doing Wicked over here, where they got the fairy princess and the scary witch, and they're taking pictures over here in the park. So you can't make this up, and they're doing it with a timer, so that's kind of good. See this in the background, guys? Way over there? That's what that is, okay? Anyways, so. Wow. So, you know, more and more of this. You'll like this. There's only been 170 permits issued to rebuild in the Palisades area right now. And Governor Newsom is out, you know, jumping up and down talking about what a great guy he is and how the state's back and they took care of it. Think about this. Your house burns down. You lose everything. And that was, you know, approaching 7 months now. And these people are doing that. So, isn't that great? I think they're gonna kiss. Anyways, save that for, we'll just keep that in the background for a minute. Anyways, so it's a complete mess. State Farm wrote a check to someone for $900,000 for their claim on their insurance and to repair their house, and the check bounced. So isn't that great? Your insurance company writes you a check and you get stiffed on it. So I got a kick out of that. The check finally cleared. You can read the story below on that. But again, isn't that terrible, guys? I mean, you're just dealing with such crap right now, and it's awful. It's one thing after another, but you have to deal with, oh my God, Marge, we finally got the check, and is it good? You know, California is also investigating State Farm over their slow pays on the fire. So enough, guys, enough. Couple of things in bankruptcy news that is good. Linked2 was a company that was fintech, financial technology company that advertised itself that it would help people get into IPOs and different investments and things like that early, and they just filed bankruptcy. Now people are starting to sue, we're not going to tolerate this. Let's sue the CEO because he lied about what he was going to do and the connections he was going to make. And so that happened, So read about this. But again, there's a lot of these sources, a lot of these places out there that advertise themselves as a way to connect, to get yourself, on the inside. Some have worked, some have not. But it's very, very fascinating when you see people go to litigation. Now, the next thing with litigation is good old 23andMe. There's 2 stories below down there for you. And the first one is, hey, you have until July 14th to file a claim because of the 10 million people that were on our site, 7 million had their data compromised. If you were the victim of this, you can file a claim in the bankruptcy court, but the deadline is July 14th. You guys, this is horrific. This is absolute hell when you think about this. You're losing, your personal medical data is so valuable. It's the most valuable asset that you have, okay? And they use this and they sell it. And, if they know you have a 50-year-old man, you don't think they're doing tests on that stuff, on your DNA and everything like that? They are, and they're selling things to you and marketing it to other people, and it's horrible. Now, the other thing is it was just announced 2 days ago that Ann Wisky, which I think that's her name, she was the former CEO. She gets to buy the company back for $305 million, but has no financial responsibility to you. See what I'm saying? Company goes bankrupt, you get screwed, your data gets stolen, and she gets to own the company again for $305 million, which sounds like a lot of money, which it is, but the place at one point, I think it was worth $6 or $8 billion, or maybe more. But the point is, she's going to run the show again, and oh well, sorry about that. You have to look at the Amazon, with Amazon Prime, there is a company, think about this, you have data metrics, metrics on this channel, you have metrics on your favorite other YouTubers, and the metrics for Amazon Prime is done by an outside company. They're the ones that reported the 41% decrease in sales, and Amazon lost it. Amazon said, that's not true, that's inaccurate, they're lying to you. They're not lying to you guys, this is the way it is right now. It's completely off. Now, here's the best thing, is Amazon is accused of jacking up the prices before Prime started and then lowering the prices. Something was, hey, we marked it down to $10, only from 12. Only problem was 2 days before it was 9. So people are furious about this. And again, there's people out there that will, people out there shop that are good shoppers. Go out there and they do research. I want this camera, I want this lighting system, and all of a sudden they see the price of it, and then, they realize that they're getting, completely screwed on this, so, I can't emphasize this enough, guys. If you work someplace and they're screwing you out of money, just go get yourself, talk to a lawyer. I don't care what state you're in. If you're in this state, California, I'm telling you, employees have more rights than employers. And which goes back to the age of office paranoia. Are we going to get laid off? Is AI going to take our job? I mean, you could spend hours, weeks, you could spend every day of your existence worrying about losing your job. You can't do that, guys. You can't do that. You've got to just go out there and do your best, but understand this is the age of getting rid of people. This is the age of cutting back. This is the age of the fact that you're going to see massive layoffs in places you never dreamed of a year ago. It's going to happen more and more and more. So, other thing is New York, think about this. New York City, the construction capital of the world, all those high rises, they have less construction jobs right now than they did prior to COVID. That is devastating, guys. And it's not recovered. So it's not gonna recover. You're gonna let that imbecile get elected as mayor, and it's going to make every single company leave. There are now hundreds of businesses that say that they will leave their New York office if this guy gets in. And again, it's the lowest turnout. You can hear all the lies about it's the biggest turnout. This guy, think about this, guys. Like 24% of the people voted that were registered to vote in that primary. Now, Cuomo's a fool, okay? And I talked about him in the private channel, which we have a private channel called I Allegedly Live. You sign up at iallegedly.tv. It's everything that's too hot to talk about other places, but check that out. So, anyways, absolutely awful, terrible, and just, it's ridiculous because these jobs are just not there. Final thing, two things, and that is if you're on the email list, an email just went out, check your spam filter, make sure you get the email. Because of the problem with gas prices right now and people making very little money that own gas stations, you're starting to see more and more people charge exorbitant fees to use the credit card. Got another story where one gas station is charging $1 a gallon. I encourage all my colleagues and friends to do the same thing, because if you want to use your credit card, we should make some money on it because our fees have gone up, and it should be $1 a gallon. Ow, that hurts, okay? So with that being said, $1 a gallon. The final thing is, there was a man that went out, and I want to get his name for you because this is tragic. The guy had a heart condition and had heart treatment, and Tracy Jeffords was traveling to the Bay Area for a heart condition, and got a text message for one of those toll scams that we've all talked about. Guess how much they took out of his account for his fake toll scam? $3,300. And the bank said, we're not going to refund that. You did it. You're the one that clicked on it, and you're the one that did it. Don't do this. I've heard of a few hundred. This is the biggest one, and literally the last story in the video description. So I'm telling you guys, protect yourself. Have a plan for your family. You know, it's funny. I talked to my daughter today because my son's in town and we're all going to get together. But we talk about like our security plan and what we do if things happen. If something happened, where we would meet, who we would talk to, you know, how we would communicate and things like that. You know, we have the satellite phone, guys, so there's a lot. I mean, I don't care if 911 goes down because I'm going to be able to communicate with my family and friends and people like that that have those phones. So I can talk about that later on too if you want to learn about that. Please like the video. Please subscribe to this channel. Again, join our email list because we send out really cool stuff. I had a great message on this one that I really liked, and I had a good story and a sad story to tell at the same time. So I'll see you very soon. Let me know what you want to see on this channel, and I'll see you soon.